G'day tubers, how are we people? I hope you are all well and not suffering from the China virus. Thank you very much for bringing it to us. Thank you to my subscribers, my viewers, and anyone else who contributes anything at all to these videos. Just cleaning up a set of old rope pulleys, guys. I've had these for years. My father gave them to me, and he had them for 60 years. So they're probably from the 40s or 50s. Made in Australia, and we're just going to clean them up and see if we can make them look nice. Here we go, guys.
Well, here's the next one, Tube. It's just a short little project, but yeah, it should come up all right. These are a couple of old rope pulleys that I've had for bloody 20 or 30 years. They were given to me. And from what I know, they've done basically no work. They don't look like they've done much. I mean, they're a bit old and rusty and that, but as you can see, they need a damn good cleaner. But they're quite old, and they were made by Richard Russell and Sons in St. Peters in New South Wales, and approved by the Department of Labour and Industry Scaffolding and Lifts Branch. I don't know what they'd call that these days, probably WorkSafe or something like that, whatever New South Wales calls their authority. The measurements are still in Imperial. Yeah, so anyway, I mean, we'll have a go at cleaning them up. I'm thinking just a black powder coat, and we'll try and shine up the hooks a bit or do something with them. Don't know about those rivets. I don't know what I'm going to do there. I mean, I can turn a bit of steel to go in there, but I don't really know how to clean it over without a bit of heat, and if I put heat on this, and it'll ruin the paint. But anyway, we're gonna have a bit of a go. That's just a nut and bolt, should be easy enough to undo. Same as this. Looks like the hooks are just pinned. That one's probably the same. Yeah, we'll get into it and have a look and see what happens. Well, she's coming apart, tubers. The pulley's out, the pin's out, so on and so on. The top bit, got these off, had to, these pins actually went through and were pinned over. Don't know how I'm going to redo that. Anyway, I'll come up with something. Same for that one. There was a pin in the top there, which that knocked out really easy. That looks to me like it's gone through, and it's like it's been oxyacetylene cut off the top. Don't quite know what they've done there. It looked like, you know, there must have been a long piece off that hook that went right through. They've put that sleeve over it, a collar or whatever, and cut it off with the oxyacet, I suppose, by the looks of it. Don't know. It's a bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grind the top down a little bit and see what happens, and yeah, just go from there, I suppose. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do about these rivets. I can't drill it right through because then the pin won't swivel, of course. The hook won't swivel. So we'll come up with something. She's fighting me, this one, tubers. I'm not surprised. It has been designed to carry a certain weight, so everything's going to be hardened and bloody press fitted and God only knows what. So I've heated that. I've tried popping that outer sleeve off. No luck. So what I'm going to do is I'll grind a flat along there and hit it with a chisel and see if that'll expand it, and it should pop off. I mean, it's an easy enough piece to make. I'm not overly concerned about getting it back to its original safe working limit or working load limit, I think they call them these days. It's only a little conversation piece. It's not going back to work. Yeah, so that's, you know, I'm not too overly concerned about that. It just, as long as it looks right, then that'll be fine for me. Well, tubers, the things you learn. I've been heating, I've been beating, I've been swearing, been grinding, and I finally split it, and lo and behold, what do I see inside but a threaded section. I wish to Christ I had known that before I started. It would have made life a lot easier. Well, tubers, I got out the taps and dies and re-ran the thread on that hook, cleaned up the top a bit. Should be all right. And it's got to be all cleaned up and, you know, polished up and painted up or do whatever the hell I want to do to it. But save the threads, no worries at all. What I'll do is I'll jump on the lathe in a minute and turn up a new one of these. And I can tap it out. I've got a tap there. Yeah, so it's just a matter of replicating that and screwing it on, and that's that. Well guys, that's the thread cut. This will be the nut obviously. Seems to be threading all right. Come up okay. What we'll do now is part it off to the right length, and that's always the worst part because bloody parting off, I'm rotten at it, but we'll just take our time and see how we go. Well, the part off went all right, tubers, no real dramas. Just do a quick countersink now to tidy it up and the nut's basically done. Well, there it is, guys. A mistake and a fix for the mistake. So yeah, it came up all right. I've got to drill that little hole there through that, but I'll drill that once that's on and tightened up on that other part. But yeah, threads on beautifully. So yeah, we put that in the mixed mistake bin, I think. Let's turn up a new one of these tubers. This was actually riveted over. I think I showed you the photos beforehand. It's impossible for me to bloody redo that. So what I'll do is I'm turning up a new one there, and I'll cut that back to whatever size it needs to be, and thread it and put a nut on either side of it. That should be, you know, plenty strong enough, and it'll look acceptable because I can't peen that over like they had it, not without a heap of heat. And if I put a heap of heat on it, it's going to ruin any paint work I do. So I know that's not original. Bad luck, we'll do it this way, and that's what it's going to be. Well, that's that thing made up, guys. Didn't come up too bad. That's the old one. That's the new one. I sort of got it fairly central. As I say, pretty new at this sort of thing, but that won't mean I won't ever go. But that looks all right. So the plan now is, as I said, I'll thread that. It'll be for M10, and I'll put a couple of nuts on it, and that should hold it all and be pretty solid. Might not be as strong as the actual rivets, but that'll be all right. And that's the hook assembly done, tubers. Just got to drill a hole through that top nut for the pin. Powder coated the hook black. Just blacked the that bloody piece I made on the lathe and blacked the nut. Came up all right. Looks pretty sharp. As I say, it should come up okay, you know. Bit of powder coating tubers, just in gloss black. Come up all right. Just set the hook in there loosely. I've still got to do the pin that goes through the guts, the wheel and that, the top. I've got to get some roll pins for that hole right there, which I've just drilled through to hook to support it. Yeah, coming up all right. Well guys, that's all the bits cleaned up. Just blacked, I've blacked a few of the parts, this and that. Yeah, just a matter of reassembly. Well, that's it, guys. She's done. Cleaned up that tag as best I could. Most of it come up all right. The blacked all the parts as you saw. New nuts and bolts and that. I know that's not original. I'm not too bothered. Yeah, looks all right. The powder coating came up pretty nice. A few fingerprints on it. That's it. All I've got to do is hang it up.
Well, that's about it for this one, guys. It's just a short one. I know there's 2 pulleys. I showed you them at the start. The second one's going to come up the same as the first, basically. I mean, I think there's enough junk on YouTube without me adding to it. So they should come up the same. I have got a new engine that I'm going to be doing very, very shortly. In fact, I'll be starting it any day. But just remember, it's not how right or how wrong these are, or how good or how bad. It's how much fun you have doing it. The main thing here is, guys, enjoy it. None of it's forever. See you later, guys, and steer clear of the China virus.